All right, let's take a look at this identifying angles relationships worksheet. And question number 1 says angle 1 and angle 5 are what type of angles? So when we look at this, angle 1 is here and angle 5 is here. They are in the same corners, so they are called corresponding angles. Number 2, angles 2 and angles 3. Angle 2 and angle 3 are across from each other in an intersection, so they are vertical angles. Angles 4 and angles 5 are on the interior of these lines, and they are across this line called a transversal, so they are called alternate interior. 4 and 8 are in the same corner, so they are corresponding. 7 and 8 are next to each other. They're adjacent angles, but they also form this straight line, so they are linear, or you could say they're supplementary. Number 6, angles 3 and angles 5. This is one we didn't really talk about. They're called consecutive interior because they're on the same side of this line. 1 and 4 are vertical angles. They are across from each other. If you look at them, they're both obtuse angles, which means they are equal in measure. What is true about linear angles? Linear angles form a straight line. A straight line is 180 degrees. They are always next to each other, so they are also adjacent. So A and C. Number 9, what is true about consecutive interior angles? Consecutive interior, their sum is 180 degrees. You don't really need to know that one. We're not going to use that. Number 10, what is true about alternate interior angles? Alternate interior angles would be like number 3 up here. They are equal in measure, and they are not adjacent. Adjacent means they would be touching. Number 11, what is true about vertical angles? Vertical angles are congruent. They are across from each other. They're like number 7 here. Number 12, circle all that apply for angles 1 and angles 2. They are vertical. They are not complementary or supplementary. They are not adjacent because they're not touching, but they are non-adjacent. I missed that one when I answered the question. Number 13, circle all that apply. Angles 1 and 2 they're not vertical because they're not like number 1 and 2 in the previous question. They are adjacent, so I missed that one. They're obviously non-adjacent because they're adjacent. C says supplementary. They are supplementary, which means they cannot be complementary. Number 14, circle all that apply for angles 1 and 2. Angles 1 and 2 are adjacent. I missed that when I did this. I only circled one answer. And they are also complementary. I hope that helps with this vocab.